Hello and welcome back to Get Control of Magic the Gathering. It's your host Joey here again today with another EDH deck tech. A budget EDH deck tech, let me remind you, because we pull around here, we don't have lots of money. So this is what I got for Sen Triplets. Sen Triplets cost 2 colorless, a white, a blue, and a black. And she reads, at the beginning of your upkeep, choose target opponent. This turn that player can't play spells or activate abilities and place with his or her hand revealed. You can play cards from that player's hand this turn. She's only 3/3. You're not going to win with commander damage. You're just trying to control and get your stuff out and just kill them, overwhelm them with some board wipes and removal and counter spells. You know, play their stuff from their hand, get their best stuff, and play it for your own. And she's just really fun to play because she didn't really require a specific build. So I just had fun with her. I just built her with my specifications, if I could say that right. And like I said, I just had fun. So I didn't include lands in my last video. I decided to do it. I had a couple people say, hey, I need to include lands, so that's what I did. I do appreciate everybody commenting. Let me know what I need to improve on. Keep them coming. I could use all the advice I can. I'm really new to this stuff. I enjoy doing it. I'm trying to have a little bit of fun with it. I'm not the best speaker, as you guys can tell. I do get nervous. I'm trying to get this channel up and going. I want to provide good content for y'all. So I hope you guys like this. I'm going to start off. I'm going to do the lands now because I didn't do it last video. I know I'm a dumbass. So let's go. So I'm running 9 islands. 9 islands. We're running 9 planes. Running 9 plains, and we're running 8 swamps. That's it for our basic lands. We're running some non-basics here. Of course, you got to have your evolving wilds to fetch for whatever land you need at the time. I included Secluded Steep strictly for its cycling ability. I have the problem late in the game. I have a lot of mana out. I really need mana. It's a good way to draw a card. You get to discard it and draw a card. So with blue, you can never have enough cards in your hand. So that's strictly the reason why I decided to include the Secluded Steep for its cycling ability. We run some tempo lands. You got the Temple of Deceit. Enters the battlefield tapped. But when Temple of Deceit enters the battlefield, scry 1. So there's 3 scry lands. They all do the same thing. They just tap for different colors. This one taps for white and blue. Temple of Enlightenment and Temple of Silence taps for white and black. So we got the 3 of our colors in our scry lands. They all let you kind of fix your deck. You get to scry. If you don't like it, you get to push it. Or if you do like it, just leave it on top. I decided to throw in some, life gain lands. You got the Dismal Blackwater, enters the battlefield tap, but when it enters the battlefield, you get to gain 1 life. So, you got the 3 of the 3 colors we have. You got the white and blue one, got the white and black one, and we got the white. I just said white and black. Yeah, and we got the white and black one. So, all 3 of our colors there. Of course, you got to have the Arcane Sanctum. Taps for all 3 of our colors. Comes in battlefield tap, but taps for a white, blue, and a black. So that's great. We're not running a ton of lands, but we are running some mana rocks. So of course you got to have the Soul Ring. Cost 1. Tap it for 2. Colorless. Ojitai Monument. Taps for a white and a blue, but you could tap 6. 4 colorless, white and a blue. And it becomes a 4/4 white and blue dragon artifact creature with flying until the end of the turn. It's a way to, if you're ran out of all your creatures, you could always use him to do some damage. This little baby brother here, Azorius Keyrune, taps for a white and a blue. Tap pay for a white and a blue, and you get to make it a 2/2 white bird until the end of turn with flying. So it's great. You got the Dimir Cluestone. Taps for a blue and a black, and you could tap a blue and a black and sacrifice it and draw a card. Great for card draw. You know, whenever you have enough mana, you could always just sacrifice it and draw some cards here. Got the Obelisk of Esper. Taps are white, blue, and a black. Cost 3. Got the Dreamstone Hedron. Cost 6. Taps for 3 colorless, which is great. But you tap 3, sacrifice Dreamstone Hedron, and you get to draw 3 cards. So, like I said, blue can never have enough cards in their hand. You want to draw some freaking cards with blue. Speaking about card draw, let's go over our draw engines here. Got the Brainstorm. Got the Anticipate. Got Telling Time. Got Fortune's Favor. I'm just going to run through some of these. I'll let you guys get a chance to read. I don't want to read every single card in here because it'll take me all day. Got Blue Sun Zenith. I love any X card, and you get to pay X and draw X cards. Commander's great because you're going to have plenty of mana, especially with Sen Triplets because you'll be stealing other people's mana. Of course, you got with all the instants and sorcerers we have, Treasure Cruise is just a monster in here. Cast it pretty fast. We're running some creatures, so Biden, if that's just great. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, you could draw a card. And also, you could tap a colorless and a blue, and creatures your opponents control attack this turn if able. So if you have a lot of stuff out that's big and beefy and strong, you can make them attack you and block and kill them. Mind Unbound just gets stupid. It just really just gets stupid. I got it up to where I was drawing like 6-7 cards a turn at the beginning of my upkeep. Let me read it out. Mind Unbound. Cost 6, 4 colorless, 2 blues. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a lore counter on Mind Unbound. Then draw a card for each lore counter on Mind Unbound. So at the beginning of your upkeep, you're putting a lore counter in it. So it just keeps ticking up, ticking up. You're going to be drawing a shitload of cards. Then I decided to throw in the Diabolic Revelation. X, 3 colors, and 2 blacks. Search your library for up to X cards and put those cards into your hand. Then shuffle your library. So it's tutoring for X. It's just so disgusting. You can get whatever you need, whether that be draw or some creatures or some destruction, counter spells. You just do whatever you need. It's really a blowout if you cast it. There's really no reason you should lose because I usually cast it for at least 4. And if I cast it for 4, you're gonna die. There's just no way around it. You're gonna die. You do not want me to cast it for 4 because I'm gonna get 4 cards that I need and just do work. Let's go into our counter spells now. Gotta have counter spells. We're running blue, so you got your basic negate. Drop down. You got your negate. Got your syncopate. Got the essence scatter. Oh, if it would go in. Got the Disdainful Stroke. Disdainful Stroke's great because a lot of commanders are going to cost 4 or greater. They just are, and it's a great way to counter their commander for cheap. It only costs a colorless and a blue, so it's just a really good card in here. And of course, you got your cancel. Oh, forgot to put the Clash of Wills. It's another tap X counter spell. You got your cancel, then you got your Clash of Wills, and you got to have your dissolve counter spell and scry 1. Got to have the good old traditional counter spell, and that is it for our counter spells. We're not running a ton, but trust me, you're gonna run into them. They're gonna do their job for you, and it's all good. Now it's time to go into our removal. Run a lot of removal in this deck. You got to. Well, not a ton, but it just does the job. You got your Disperse, so return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. So if they're fixing to attack you in the game, you could always just disperse them. Same thing with Azorius Charm. It does have other abilities, but I'm usually going to put attacking or blocking creature on top of its owner's library. It also has you could have your creatures gain life, link, or you could draw a card. But like I said, I'm usually going to put attacking creature on top of the library. Got the Oblivion Ring, exile target non-land permanent. Suspension field. Exile target creature with toughness 3 or greater until it leaves the battlefield. Gotta have a form of getting rid of somebody's planeswalkers because, you know, Super Friends is big in EDH. And if they have indestructible, you gotta have a way to get around that too. So you got the Dismember, you got the Utter End, and you got the Pillar of Light. So if they got a big O indestructible, you got ways to get rid of their indestructible here. We got the counter spells to help protect Sen Triplets, but we also have Apostle's Blessing. Target artifact or creature you control gains protection from artifacts or from the color of your choice until end of turn. So it's a good way to protect her, along with the counter spells, and you got to have the Swiftfoot boots. Give it hexproof and haste, which is great. We're running a couple enchantments in here. Since we don't have a ton of creatures, which we're fixing to get into here in a little while, it's probably going to be the last thing. But you want a way to help, you know, stall out your opponent from attacking you, so Propaganda is a good way to do that. Creatures can attack you unless their controller pays 2 colorless for each creature he or she controls that's attacking you. So if they have 2 creatures attacking you, you're going to have to pay 4 colorless. So if you're the only one on the board, yeah, they're going to pay for it and attack you, but usually if there's other people on the board, they're not going to, you know, see the need of paying 4 whatever to attack you. So Propaganda is a good card in here. This is the very first card I thought of when I thought of Sen Triplets. When I seen it, I was like, gotta have this card in it. It's called Celestial Dawn. Cost 1 colorless, 2 planes, and it reads, non-land permanents, non-land cards you own that aren't in play are white. Non-land permanents you control are white. Lands you control are planes. Colored mana symbols and the cost on all the cards and permanents are white. So it pretty much makes everything planes. All your stuff in your hands planes. All your mana is planes. So you get to tap, you know, for anything, and that includes your opponent. So when you get Sen Triplets out, hey, I don't have blue, and I don't have green or red, but guess what? This card goes around that because everything is white now. Because whenever I cast Sen Triplets, I get to look at your hand. Guess what? It's in my hand now, and I get to cast it for white. It's a great card. Like I said, it's the very first card I thought of when I seen Sen Triplets. It's just a great card. Got Trial of Evidence. Whenever you cast an instant and sorcery spell, investigate, put a colorless clue artifact token on the battlefield with pay 2, sacrifice this artifact, and draw a card. So we have a lot of instants and sorceries. So we're going to be making a lot of clues and drawing some cards here. Jace the Sanctum to make those instant and sorcery spells cost 1 less to cast, and you get to scry 1 whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell. So, we got one more enchantment here. As Citadel Siege enters the battlefield, choose cons or dragons. Cons, at the beginning of combat, on your turn, put 2/1/1 counters on target creature you control. Dragons, at the beginning of combat, on each opponent's turn, tap target creature that player controls. 99.99% of the time, I'm choosing cons because I want to make my stuff huge. It's a good way to make your Sen Triplets something to deal with, too. I did forget a removal. I forgot. Scoured from existence, exile target permanent. Yes, it costs 7, I know. But let's face it, we're playing Commander. You're usually not gonna have the trouble getting the mana. Especially with Sen Triplets, I'm gonna be stealing your mana or other people's mana and using them for my own. Now, my favorite thing about this color scheme is it opens the door for a lot of blow-ups. And I'm fixing to go over the blow-ups right now. Well, not necessarily blow-ups, but you got your Whelming Wave, your blue blow-ups, I'd say. Return all creatures to their owner's hand except Krakens, Leviathans, Octopuses, and Serpents. We do have a Leviathan in here, so it's great. Aetherize. Oh, you're going to attack me and kill me? Not today. It's an instant speed. Return all attacking creatures to their owner's hand. So, blue blow-up is all I like to call them. Let's go into our white blow-ups. Of course, you got to have the Planar Cleansing. Destroy all non-land permanents. End hostilities. Destroy all creatures and all permanents attached to creatures. I'm sorry. getting saliva build up from talking so much. There's a lot of decks that, you know, try to Tron it out. You gotta try to get a lot of equipment out and just attach it and do a lot of damage, make it pretty hard to stop them. You know, like Saran, stuff like that. This is going to destroy all them permanents that are attached to the creatures that they control. So, good way just to wipe their board clean. And, you know, they're going to be left crying because they don't know what to do after that. Got the Hour Revelation. Costs 6, but Hour Revelation costs 3 less to cast if there are 10 or more non-land permanents on the battlefield. Destroy all non-land permanents. So, it's EDH. It's not going to take long for there to be 10 or more permanents on the battlefield. It just ain't. So you need to cast it for pretty much 3 planes, usually. It's usually how that works. Multicolored board wipes. Oh, I forgot the black. So we're going to, of course, we're running some dragons, which I'll get to that here in a minute. So you got to have the Crooks of Fate, destroy all dragon creatures or destroy all non-dragon creatures. And good old Garruk's Wake here. Destroy all creatures you don't control, and all planeswalkers you don't control. So if you cast this is another game winner pretty much, because, you know, you're destroying everything else besides your own stuff. You gotta have the Supreme Verdict because it can't be countered. Destroy all creatures, and with, you know, Super Friends being big, and, you know, a lot of artifact and enchantments, you know. It's a good way to exile them, get rid of them. Don't have to worry about them again. Merciless Eviction. Choose one. Exile all artifacts, or exile all creatures, or exile all enchantments, or exile all planeswalkers. So you have to choose one. You just choose the one that's the biggest threat, get it out the way, and start doing some damage to their face. We are running some planeswalkers of our own. Gotta have Elspeth. Got Sorin and Liliana. Gotta get the air out of this thing. Ugh. Got the Liliana. Now let's go into. There's a couple cards that I just threw in there, to be honest, just cause. Now, if they're gonna attack you, they're gonna pay for it. Prevent all combat damage that would be dealt to. Prevent all combat damage that would be dealt this turn if you play a plains. Each player loses 1 life for each attacking creature he or she controls if you play a swamp. So if you pay for both, you know, you can prevent all the damage, and for each attacking creature, they're going to lose a life. So if they're running something like, you know, soldiers, do a lot of damage to them. And Worst Fears, just because it's another, you know, hey, screw you type card. Costs 8, yeah, it's a lot, but you control target player during that player's next turn. Exile Worst Fears. So whoever the biggest threat is, say they have a huge board, they're fixing to attack out, you can buy you some time, you choose them, don't do anything. Maybe attack into somebody that has Death Touch, make them block, kill their stuff off. You know, stuff like that. That's why I threw that in there. And we're going to go over, last but not least, but we're going to go over the creatures. God, do you guys, I don't know, you know, Brian Cannon, I know you run your own page. Do you ever get freaking cottonmouth from talking so much? Because I have that problem a lot. So let's go into our creatures. Arcanus, the Omnipotent, costs 6, but yeah, tap it, draw 3 cards, and you get to return it to your hand if somebody tries to destroy it. And it's a 3/4, so it's not a bad card at all. We're running a couple dragons. You got Necromaster Dragon. I'll let you guys read it. Like I said, I don't want to go over each card. Sunsquirt Regent, which just gets huge. Dragon Lord Soulguard to steal your girl. Soulguard the Drifting Death, because we have a lot of dragons. We're going to be doing many board wipes here. Fate Spinner just to piss them off, because they have to skip either their draw step, combat step, main phase. They're going to have to skip something. Cryptoplasm to you know, get their best thing out on your side of the field. But hey, I got a copy of your big old guy over there. So you just make a copy of their biggest stuff, you know, good and gravy. I missed a dragon again. I'm messing up already, so I'm sorry. Pristine Skywise, yeah, it's a good little dragon. Gain protection and untap it. Baleful Strix to help us draw some cards, and it has Flying and Death Touch. I went over Aetherling already. My favorite blue card ever. I think I've used them in every single one of my videos because I just love Aetherling. Got some demons. Desecration. And Archfiend of Depravity, because you don't want your opponent to have, you know, more than 2 creatures at a time. Such a good card. Such a good card. And like I said, we do have a Leviathan in here, so Whelming Wave, you know, doesn't hit him. And last, probably my favorite card, creature card at least, the Ageless. When the Ageless deals combat damage to a player, let me read that again. When the Ageless deals combat damage to a player, take an extra turn after this one. And then it can attack during extra turns. So, you know, why not take some extra turns? That's all I got for Sen Triplets. I absolutely love playing with her. Very fun. I'm very sorry for my stuttering. My mouth is getting so freaking dry. I took this video about 2 times because I kept on messing up, and my video stopped during one of them, and it really ticked me off. I mentioned Brian Canada. For you guys don't know, he has his own channel. It's called Cure for the Common Game. Go check it out. He does nothing but EDH decks. His channel is so freaking good, guys. I actually got the little idea from him for displaying your cards like this. He has the goal to make a commander deck for each legendary creature. So go support his channel. It's a very good channel, very entertaining. I actually watch it every single time he introduces a new commander. I also want to, you know, just thank everybody for watching this video. Hope you guys have a nice night. I'll probably put a link in the description to his channel. Like I said, I do appreciate everybody for watching. Until next time, thank you guys. God bless you, and have a great night.